Hey, bourbon brothers and sisters, Angry Mac here, and today we may talk about something a little different. In March, I'm going to read some names to you. Um, Marianne Eves, Elizabeth McCall, Heather Green, Marlene Holmes, Alex Castle. Everybody knows Nancy Freely. Amanda Beckwith, Molly Troop, Fawn Weaver, Marcia Millam of Millam and Green, Deanne Quinones, Margie Samuels, Peggy No Stevens, Katie over there at Larrikin, Katie Keeney. We have Kim Carter Bard, and we have the great Rebecca Neely, who nobody wears a hat like, and I'm just going to say that right off the bat. These are the women of whiskey. Now, without the women of whiskey, not sure where we'd be today. You know, if we're looking at somebody like Marianne Eves, she was the first master distiller after Prohibition, and she was really the one who put the innovation into the craft industry. Marianne, thank you. I know she's still out there somewhere. Last I heard, she was with Castle and Key. I'm not sure she's there anymore, but I know I think she's still currently in the distilling industry. But the women of whiskey. Before I get into it, can you please subscribe? Can you please like? If you're a woman, I support women. I am down with the women, no doubt. Like, subscribe. If this popped up on your algorithm or on your little chart, that means you're interested in bourbon or whiskey. So that means Angry Mac may be just the right person for you, yelling about whiskey because somebody has to. But once again, women in whiskey. Women in whiskey. If you think whiskey is just a man's drink, listen up. I have a Christine Pruitt. She'll tell you, Christine Pruitt. I don't know if you guys know her, but you probably should. The Bourbon Heart, Leslie, just the community of women are just absolutely incredible. I can list name after name. But what strikes me with these women, it's not the old, where people just think that men are all about it. Women go back in this industry such a long time ago. They were blending, they were running distilleries, they were creating companies, they were doing everything. They were not only shaping flavors, they were shaping the future, and in fact, still shaping flavors today. There is probably a woman behind a lot of things you're drinking. Like right now, we have Kara from Kings County. I listed everybody from Meal and Green. I was lucky enough to have a drink with Heather Green at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And I have to tell you, she said, Mac, you got to come over here. Hold on. She had somebody bring us over her bottle of provisions. She poured me some. We talked about it. Got a big hug. She's just the most kind, passionate person. We have Sue Carter Bard. I don't know if I mentioned her. Absolutely fantastic. Bard Distillery. Haven't had the opportunity to meet her formally, but we've had some informal stuff going on. And we have here Rebecca Neely, one of my favorite people, so full of life. Katie Keeley. Katie is one of a kind, and just the passion. And Marcy Palatella. These are all women out there. So the ones that I've met, as I said, I've spoken to Kara, unbelievable person, had a drink with Heather, big hug from Rebecca, had a big drink with Katie. All of these people, I was down at Broad Branch, and Natalie and Anna, who own the place, the passion and the energy from these women behind whiskey, it's a different type of energy, I have to tell you. If you meet the women of whiskey, it's a different energy. Men take it differently than women. It really is. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's a nice balance of energy, but it's nice to see the mind of a woman work when it comes towards whiskey. They add so much to the whiskey. Now, how did we get here? How did we get here today? That you should know by now, these women. You should. Because the myth is, it is a man's drink. The myth is that you would go to the bar, you'd have your holsters on, you tell the bartender, give me a shot. And if anybody doesn't know what a shot is, they used to trade bullets for 1 ounce of whiskey. And there's your little whiskery, as my friend Barry Bourbon would say, Bourbon Barry. I can't even speak to that. I haven't had a drink yet. I don't even hold my glasses. Let's get a glass out over here. So how did we get here? It wasn't that the women weren't in the forefront. They were kind of pushed to the side because the men were doing all the marketing. The men were doing all the spending. It was branded to the man with the cowboy hat on, just sitting there with that Clint Eastwood cigar, smoking it. It was branded to the man sitting there in the leather chair with a cigar with a nice rocks glass talking about his stock deal. That's where it was branded to, because at the time, that who was not only advertising, but that's where the people were spending the money. Meanwhile, you go back to the day in the farms, the women were running the farms. There were a lot of women, widows, and there were a lot of farmers whose husbands were absent for whatever reason, widows, and taking care of the farms, running the distillery, getting the business. So it wasn't that the whiskey wasn't run by women. The men were in the forefront because that was the marketing. The men were doing the marketing. The men were out there buying, marketing. But the reality was the women were the backbone. They're still the backbone today. You know, it's like here at my house. I don't run anything. My wife runs anything. She's the backbone of the whole operation over here. I can't even say I'm the looks because I'm not. She's got the looks, the backbone, the brains. This is how I got here. I just got a big mouth and I talk a lot. I don't know what to tell you. But it didn't become a man's drink because we were better at it. That's not the reason. It came because we controlled the industry and the marketing at the time. But as we see over time now, things have changed. And if you don't recognize that, you may as well go back to the 17 and 1800s when you were getting a shot for a bullet because you're not that bright. And who am I to talk? Because you could ask my wife, she tells me I'm not that bright all the time. But as I said, I just read you some of the names, and I normally don't read stuff off of lists, but there are too many names. And they're still leading the industry today. These distillers and these women own. Not only are we looking at that, wow, that's a woman distiller? That's a woman owner? No. Those are the best distillers in the world. Find me somebody doing the things these women are doing. Find me somebody more respected than Nancy Freely. And you look in the industry of advertising now, you have somebody like Sailor Guevara, look her name up, Drink Like a Sailor. She has done the marketing. We have women marketing. We have women advertising. We have women running women groups. We have women judging. We have women doing tastings, reviews. The women are there. Appreciate them and embrace them. They literally do it all. They're out here to educate us, have a drink with us, sometimes have a cigar with us, but they are out here enjoying what's in the glass just as much, if not more than we are, with some incredible passion, some absolutely passion. I happened to stumble into a women's club. I was invited to come down to a local women's club and just talk and just hang out. It was one of the best nights I ever had. Some of the kindest, funniest women. I learned so much from these women that night. Now, I think I know a little bit. I mean, I'm by no means an expert, but I think I know a little bit. I just sat and listened to them. I listened to them talk. I listened to them describe their notes. I listened to them laugh and bring the passion. And that's what draws you in. What's in the glass is secondary to who you're drinking with. And if you have people back there with just such passion and life about what they're doing, yeah, they want you to have the best possible bourbon, whiskey, rye, single malt, whatever they're creating. They want the best in your glass because they're not going to settle for less because they love it. The love is there. Right now in whiskey, I believe we have more diversity between male and female, black, white, whatever you want to talk about. There's more diversity in whiskey right now than in the history of whiskey. Anybody could give it a try. Anybody. There's no sign in the store when you go in and you try it. Men only, women only, white only, black only, old only, young only. There's none. There's none. You go in, you drink what you want, you drink how you like it, you share it with great people. So I love that the women of whiskey has made this happen for me. I love the women of whiskey because they're passion. I love the women of whiskey because they're women. They're women who love what they're doing, and it's infectious. Next time you see a woman in whiskey, especially somebody in the industry like Katie, give her a hug. You will see the light in her eyes. Rebecca, you will see it. You will see it. Heather, one of the most beautiful people I've ever met, and I'm not just talking about how she looks. She was so kind and passionate and just so full of life. These are great people. So what am I going to grab right here? I'm actually going to go with the little... We'll go with a little Milam Green. I don't know if I'm saying, is it Milam or Milam? I'm not really sure. Somebody can let me know. We'll give this a little one. And here, we're going to raise our glass. Women's Month. With a glass of whiskey, to the women of whiskey, may everybody have the passion that these women have and the love for what's in the glass and the excitement and enjoy it. Because there's a great woman behind every glass of whiskey you're drinking, whether it's your wife, whether it's your partner, whether it's somebody at the distillery, whether it's somebody working there, doesn't make a difference. There's a woman behind every glass. Cheers. Women of whiskey, we appreciate you. Find the people you love, give them a hug, and if it's a woman of whiskey, give them an extra big hug. Now, once again, it's not what's in the glass, it's who you're sharing it with. And right now, I am sharing it with you. This Miller Green, I think this is the Unabridged Cherry. Always hits. Always hits. They're doing some great things down there in Texas. Cheers, everybody. Find the people you love, give them a hug. Thank you for being great women.